Good morning once more, and welcome to today's session. Basically, we will be hearing more from Reuben Mwangi, as he will be sharing his journey in terms of that's the data science journey that he has gone through until where he is currently. Also, you'll be allowed to ask him some questions. In case you have a question, you'll raise up your hand and we will give you an opportunity to ask. But before then, we have some guided questions that we have prepared that I'll be asking him, and he will be in a position to answer. But allow me just to give an introduction, more information about Reuben. Reuben is a graduate of actuarial science from Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University in Kenya. I think he graduated in 2021, and he started his journey, data science journey, at AFRI CDSA under the university boot camp in 2021. Then also in terms of work experience, he has done some internship at AFRI CDS as business intelligence consultant. Then he has also done business intelligence, worked as a business intelligence specialist at Academy training part-time. That's from November 2022 to December 2022. Is an organization in Tanzania. Reuben is also a lead, a community lead for Data Science Network of Data Science Nigeria from August 2022 to March 2023. And the goal of this Data Science Network is to create a community that will make a substantial contribution to the development for 1 million AI talent and AI solutions. Currently, as you are speaking, Reuben is working as a marketing insights analyst at Copia Global. What Copia does, they are trying to connect, I think, to connect the buyers, like it is an e-commerce platform. I think that is the easiest definition that I can use to describe Copia. So without wasting so much time, I would like now to invite Reuben maybe to say hi to the guests, to all the attendees of this webinar. Before now we can start with the questions that we have prepared, then we will give an opportunity also for the rest of the team members who have joined this webinar to ask questions. Reuben, you are welcome.
Hello, thank you. So I want to know if you can hear me, guys. So hello.
You are not very audible. I think maybe you are using your earphones.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe you can remove them.
Okay, what about now?
Yes, it is very audible, loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. So without taking much time, so I'd just like to start with a very simple introduction in this case. So good morning, everyone. So before we get started, so let me tell you a quick joke. I have a joke, a simple one. So what do you call a data scientist who can't visualize their data? So we'll try that. What do we call a data scientist who can't maybe visualize the data? Any answer?
Anyone, you can just unmute and contribute here.
Yeah, contribute. A data scientist who can't visualize their data. Okay, it seems it's hard. So the answer for this is a scatterbrain. Okay, so this is a terrible one. So, but on serious note, a data visualization is just one of the many skills that you need to become a successful data analyst. So today I want to share with you my journey from a scatterbrain, because you said a data scientist who can't visualize the data is a scatterbrain. So how I started from a scatterbrain to a skilled data analyst, and how I navigated the ups and downs along the way. So let's get started, and hopefully I'll not scatter your brains with so much data in this case. So my name is Reuben, as you have already heard. I'm excited to be here and to share my journey from a fresher to a data analyst with all of you. Yep.
Okay, thank you so much, Reuben, for the introduction. This is going to be an exciting session, and I'm looking forward to hearing more questions from you. But let us just start from what we have. We have 10 questions from our end. I think that will cover most of the sections. But in case now anyone has any other question, you are allowed to ask maybe after this first session. Um, Okay, thank you, George. A fresher is someone who has not had prior experience. Like, as I have given an introduction about Reuben, how he started the journey from Afri CDSA, and also what he studied in campus is totally different from what he's doing currently. Like now, he started the data science journey through university boot camps, and therefore, until now, is now being employed at Copia Global. So I think that is okay. Maybe we can now start the questions, Reuben. The first question that we have for you is that please assist us to describe your journey from being a data science fresher to becoming a marketing insights analyst at Copia Global.
Okay. Uh, this is a good question. Yep. To get me started. So, what I would say, my journey started back in 2021. I think you have heard that um, um, from the from Xavier. So my journey started back in 2020. This is when I was in my third year back in campus. So I was doing actual science with IT. And mostly even before I go back to 2020, in my first year, we were introduced to a unit by one of the lecturer, mathematical modeling, because more about actual science is about problem solving. So you have to use mathematics to solve real life problems that we are experiencing in the world. So I think from my beginning, I was like enjoying working with numbers. That is mathematics kind of things. So I was good in that. So in the first year when we were introduced to the mathematical modeling, that is the time when we had the election in Kenya, 2017, and it was the case when Mosando was killed. I think there was those stories that were moving aloud that Mosando was killed, something like that. So under the mathematical modeling, our lecturer came up with an example about we are modeling, we are trying to find out to assist the DCIs to find out the time when Mosando was killed. So in this case, we needed some information, like we needed to work with police because police could help us to have the time when this guy was killed. We also needed to work with doctors. Doctors could assist us to measure the temperatures of the body of this guy, something like that. So these are what we are calling now information, and in this case, they are data. So if, like, for example, as actual analysts, we have those information, we're able to model that scenario, and we're able to come up with the time, like the light time when this guy was killed. So that's how the love for numbers started coming in to my life. So in the second year, we were introduced to statistical modeling also. The first one was the mathematical modeling, second year statistical modeling. Now in this case, we were introduced to statistics, how you can fit a linear regression model to predict something like price using other variables, something like that. And it became like an interesting thing. But now the problem is in campus, you don't like get it. It's just theoretical things. You're just doing it for, like, you are given just 5% of what you expected maybe to do in the field. So that's how it all started. Now that case is in 2019. 2020, I think there was, at the end of 2019, there was COVID-19 pandemic, that thing. Then now 2020. 2020 is when I came across a link that was shared by one of my friend. Yep, she's a lady, one of my friend. It is a link about an organization in Nairobi offering data science training, boot camp, such kind of thing. So for me, I was curious, like I wanted to know more about this company. So, and I remember that day when I received that ring, I joined the group, and I was able to. I remember I had a chat with one of the members of Africa DSA at around 11 p.m. in the evening. So I had 3 questions that I wanted to know about this. So when you are doing actual science, mostly goal is to, like, you are just directed by your lecturers that at the end you're supposed to do actual professional papers, and then maybe you find an insurance firm that will employ you maybe to do those claims kind of things. But coming from a herbal background, then you want to do this professional paper, it's very tough for you to really excel in this field. So um, in my third year now is when now I decided to ask 3 questions to the member, to one of the customer service at Africa DSA. My first question was about, should I go for actual professional papers? The second one was about, can I go for CIFA, the one that we're calling CPA, CIFA kind of thing, financial modeling. And the third one was about data science. Now, so I also had some answers to these questions. So the first one was considering the cost. Remembering I come from a herbal background, so I have to consider cost. So the cost for actual professional paper is very high. It's like, to do one professional paper, I think costing Kenya shillings 40,000. And then these are just paper, you don't get the technical skills. You're just doing papers, and then after you are done with the papers, you still start from the beginner, where you go to internship, you start learning new things and how things are done. For CIFA, financial, those CPA and kind of CIFA, I had some people complaints about how we have so many people who have done CPA, have done those CIFA, but still struggling to get a job. So that one, I didn't even consider it. But now the third option was data science. Now this is where now I had few, like, people talk about data science, but I didn't have much information. So this is the question that I asked the customer service. So would it be good for me to go to data science at the moment? And he recommended me, like, it's good for you to go for data science. First, it is like you are going to afford, it is affordable at the moment. Because I think what I started with introduction to data science using AL. So I started with AL. And the main reason that made me to start with AL is because in actual science, in our school, we are mostly specializing using AL, because even the final project for there, you are supposed to do it using AL. So I saw this as a good thing that will help me make my life easier still when I'm still doing my project in school. So I did studied that for 2 months, I think 2 months, and the cost for that, because it was not very high, it was affordable, 5,000. So you can just compare 5,000 and then 40,000 going for actual professional papers. It doesn't mean that I was not capable to go for actual professional papers, but I was considering cost and also things that maybe I can still do when still doing my studies. So I went for AL for 3 months. I think it's 3 months there. I can't remember well. But in this AL course, it was divided into 3. It was beginner, there was intermediate, and there was advanced level. So for beginner, it's just like being introduced to AL. And I think this one, we had it back at school because we introduced how to import data in AL. But now at Africa DSA, it became very easy, because in this case, you are just learning the simplest way to import data in AL. And also intermediate level, now it became very interesting because I was introduced to advanced data management level, advanced data visualization, like we could use ggplot2, we could use other library like Tedra to manipulate the data. And then the advanced level, that was intermediate. The advanced level was about data communication using AL. In this case, you are trying to use AL Markdown to do all your codings, to write your report, and then you generate a very good report, then even a PowerPoint report, and then you share with maybe someone who is guiding you, or even the stakeholder in that case. So, and I enjoyed these, and I became so perfect that is still I am in that year. So in that year, we also in school we did a unit in survival analysis, and we are doing it using AL. So and my life was very easy because I remember working together with my coursemate. I was good in this because I was providing codes to my coursemate. I was helping them. For example, my codes were mostly used by students to pass such kind of things, because university just go for grades, nothing else. To pass exam and then you go home. So after that, when I was done with AL, it became very interesting to me. So I enrolled for business intelligence now. I'm done with. Oh, there is a question.
Not really, not really. I think you can complete that. Then we
Okay,
move
okay.
to the next question. Yes.
Yeah. So after AL, when I was done with AL, the first thing I went for AL is because I was looking for like a tool that will make my work easier still in school. So after AL, I found it very enjoyable because of the trainers who I found at Africa DSA, how things were moving well. And I think I was among the best there. So after AL, I enrolled for business intelligence. Now, business intelligence, because it involved three softwares in that time. It was involving introduction to SQL, which is database, introduction to Excel, and also not even introduction to data analysis using Excel, data analysis using SQL, data analysis using Tableau. Those three softwares, those are the ones that I did. So, and don't forget, I'm still in third year. I'm still doing my university courses. And I think that time we were doing allowed 12 units. So you're trying to multitask a lot of things. So in this case, you have to be focused, and you have to 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 be focused. Let me just use that word, to be focused. So after all, I did business intelligence. I found now this is what I found to be one of the interesting things, because in this case, the project that we were doing that time is about customer business information. Like, we could try to understand maybe what people are looking for, in case like for an African Center for Data Science as a company, they have a lot of information about the customers they are trying to solve, like the students who are trying to enroll to the courses. So we have some feedbacks that we are getting from the customers, like complaints, like other things that we can introduce, like some positive things that we can do to improve our learning process. So such kind of information, it needed to be analyzed. So you analyze maybe using, you can use Excel, you can use Power BI, or anything else, a tool that is suitable. Then you come up with insights, and then we try to implement those to solve maybe that problem to make our work easier. So I found business intelligence to be one of the most interesting thing. Then after that, now it's over for 2021. Yeah, 2021. For 2022, for 2020, yeah, over for 2021. And also in 2021, now in the that, I think it was in September, almost July there, we joined fourth year. Then in fourth year, we were to do the final project. Now, the other that I did, it assisted me to defend my project, because the project that I didn't even struggle. You know how you in campus, how you struggle to find a project that you can do and to present. So for my case, I even had a project. I did a project about loan defaulter, like loan defaulters, like predicting loan defaulters in financial institution in Kenya, such kind of thing. I did something like that using AL, and I remember I used XGBoost model and the artificial neural network, because it was a classification problem. So my project was good, and now I had a lot of confidence, because I have really done a lot with the African Center for Data Science. They have prepared me. I had the confidence to defend my project. I think I didn't even struggle. So my life was easy, and now I'm done with campus. Now it's 2022. Now we graduated. I graduated 2022 April, so we had to wait for 4 months for us to graduate 2022. But in there, I had an internship. Now I'm done with school. I did an internship with African Center for Data Science and Analytics. So the internship was, I think I did an internship for almost 5 months, but I had other experience because I was assisting them to develop the business. So under the internship, I had so many roles. I was doing other business development. That's why I say the business intelligence introduced me to big things. So at the business intelligence, I was put at the business development. So at the business development, now you are trying to sell the business products to different people, such kind of things. And also you are working with the data. You are tutor. You are trying to train various people or different people. And also something else we did is about what is about yeah, I think those are the things that I was mostly doing: business development and the training or tutoring, such kind of thing, and also doing like project. Like we have a project as a company, then we have to do it and present and such kind of things. So I did that for 5 months. So after 5 months, I am now ready to find a job or to work to other organizations. So
Eh, Hello, Ruben. Maybe because of time, because we have a lot of questions here,
yeah.
and also the team has some. Maybe we can move maybe to the next question. And sorry,
Okay,
uh,
okay, okay.
yeah,
Maybe I can finalize this. I can
yeah,
finalize
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. Just
I can finalize
finalize.
this in the shortest time possible. So, um, after the internship, I worked with a company in Tanzania. It was mostly dealing with business intelligence training. I trained there for almost 2 months. It's a good company, and also I worked for another organization as a community lead. The same thing. So, and in the process, I was doing a lot of interviews. So that's something else I would like to note. I was doing so many interviews even before I graduated. I had the experience. I was doing so many interviews, but I could not qualify for those interviews because when they were asking me, "Are you done with campus?" I could say no. So I think that could maybe cut me off. So the guy could not respond to me back. So I say the journey is really tough for you to likely to move to the next stage, and then for 2023 is when I started doing. I did just 2 interviews. The first one in January, I failed. Then the second one was now the one that I qualified for the position at the moment. So maybe we can proceed to the next question. The others, I know I'll answer as we proceed.
Okay, thank you so much. I think you have really shared your experience, how your journey in this field to date. And I think this is inspiring some of the participants in this webinar. Maybe the next question that we have for you is that what projects did you work on as a volunteer, and how did they help you to build your career?
Okay, projects. So in this case, I could say I worked on many projects in this case, but the one that I think it had so much impact to me is when after doing the business intelligence course, and that case we were in COVID-19 pandemic condition, like that period. So I did a project using Power BI. It was about I was in a community where we are trying to compete. Like you design a dashboard, and then your dashboard will be chosen if it is one of the best with the best insights in that case. So we were given a data. It was about COVID-19, and then we were to make a certain dashboard that will be used to show how things are changing in the world. So mine, I did it using Power BI, using Tableau, using Tableau, and then it was automated one. I automated it because the data we had was provided in the drive, like it was Google Sheet search, some kind of data. So mine was automated. So after maybe 3 days, I could go there and check the result, and I could be able to identify what is happening. Like in the group, I could see maybe from January to July, we had an upward increase in number of COVID-19 cases. Others, I could also create cards to show how the death cases were changing, how the new infections were coming up, how the vaccinations were going. And I think that dashboard gave me like it made me like to be known. Like I tried to network. Also in that case, I met a good mentor. I met a guy who is still now he's my mentor. I could say I have learned a lot from the guy, and that's how also to network. So if you want, for example, to network and to meet new people, you have to post or to just post what you are doing and what you are best at. And in that case, you'll meet people who are in the field who have experience, and they'll see your capability in that case, and they are there to help you. They'll try their best to help you grow. Yeah. That's the best project that I did. But I've done so many projects. Yeah. I've done so many projects. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Ruben, for answering that question. Maybe we can just move to the next question. Can you maybe highlight or tell us how did you approach the job search process, and what challenges did you face along the way? Of course, you have highlighted, but maybe you can emphasize now.
Or how I approached job opportunities.
Yes, the job search process and the challenges that you faced in this.
Okay. So in the first thing I would say in this case, um, when you are searching for a job, like I think I mentioned just one, but for me, before I got this job that I'm at the moment, I had failed for other three job opportunity, but not feeling really. I didn't fail. So let me just give it a simple story here. So the first interview I did it when I was back in campus, but I was referred by a friend of mine, and also I didn't know the friend, so I don't know how this guy came to know me. So the company is a pharmaceutical company. They were looking for at a blue expert. So I think I was referred because I loved working with Tableau. So, but when I said I'm still in campus, the guy didn't come back to me again. I think that is another problem. So the second interview, I did it when I was graduating. So when we had the graduation party, the next day I had a technical interview. I had passed the first one. I had another technical interview, but that technical interview I passed, I think so. So I was waiting for feedback for 1 week. But for me, it was in mind that I'm waiting for feedback to see maybe what the next thing. But for me, I didn't get the feedback. But now, unfortunately, the feedback came, but it was in spam folder. So you have to be keen in your email. So I came to find that after 28 days. So 28 days is already, the job is gone. But I think I had qualified because what I found, they were just letting me to know if, like, they wanted to know if I'll accept the terms and condition of the business of the job, and then if I accept, I move to the next stage. But that one just went like that. The third one, it was another e-commerce company. They were looking for a data analyst. I qualified. I passed everything. I remember even asking the fee, not fee, the salary list, it was the salary statement. At African Center for Data Science to be shared with me because they wanted to see how much I was earning. But I shared everything, but unfortunately I didn't get the feedback also. But the guy who was hiring me, who was from India, he came back to me and asked, Reuben, were you hired? I said, no, I was not hired, but up to date I did get the information. Now the fourth one is the one that I did January. So how I got the third one, I was using different techniques to get a job. Now in 2023, I have a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of skills. Now I was trying to go to LinkedIn. I was finding those people, those hiring manager who have a profile hiring. So I tried to contact one guy, a white guy. He is working with a financial institution in Kenya. They were looking for a data analyst, such kind of thing. I did the interview, but it was tiresome. And I knew I was not going to qualify for that job. I did give lose hope. Then I came now to I think the fifth one now, where I am now. So I think the problem that when you're trying to get a job, like the journey is not easy. It is tough. So you have to have perseverance. I could just say that because you are going to do a lot of interviews. You're going to apply so many jobs, but getting feedback is the problem. And if you are someone who is going to lose hope, you'll be done. And also something else, keep learning. Don't lose focus. Keep learning. Do a lot of projects. Also, enter into freelancing. We have a lot of freelancing gigs here and there. Try to do them. They'll help you to develop the skills that you need. For example, for me, I think for the last year, I've done like more than 500 projects related to data science using different softwares. So they prepare you to be good also in writing articles, writing reports, such kind of things. So when you come to job application now, the job that I got, what I did, I tried to design my CV according to the job description. So now, what I'm trying to say that in 2023, I was much ahead and I had a lot of knowledge. So I knew like now I need a job and this is what to do. I tried to design my CV according to the job description. So that's what I did. The first thing, tailoring your application to the job. That's what I did. The next thing, networking. Because that job, it was shared it was shared by one of my friend who is working in another organization. But this friend of mine, I was the one who trained him or her, him to get that job, maybe to get the skills. So he saw a job and Reuben was fit for this, and then he shared the job with me. And for me, now I knew this was the opportunity, I applied. So networking is very important in this case. The other thing is being patient and persistent. So you can see that I've done so many interviews, but I was not losing hope because I knew what I wanted to get or to become at the end. Yep.
Okay, thank you so much, Reuben. Maybe just a question that has just popped up with regards to the job search process and so on.
Yeah.
So, do you mean you are saying that you are saying that despite the fact that maybe you are not able to get can I say, a full-time job. You are able to do some gigs and still pay your bills. Is that what
Yeah.
you mean by freelancing?
Okay, yeah, sure. So what I can say, African Center for Data Science, it helped me, it prepared me for the next stage of life. Like after what I had learned, now I'm done with university. I even don't think I stayed in home more than a month. I stayed for 2 weeks at home, and then I came back to Nairobi. And Nairobi, to survive, maybe you don't have a relative, you don't have someone to stay with. So I started my life. So that's how I started my life. And how was I paying my bills? Paying my bills using freelancing. I was doing freelancing. I'm also doing gigs like you could hear, like I was getting gigs to train in Tanzania, such kind of things, because I already had the skills. I also even had so many people who are coming into my ebook. I don't know them, but they are coming into my ebooks. They have a project. They want me to work on it because they already, like, there was someone maybe referred me and knew I was fit for the position. So if you are coming from university and you are prepared and you have the skills, I don't see the excuse of saying that there are no jobs. I think there are a lot of jobs if you are prepared. If you take the chance, and if still in university, and if you get like the exposure and the awareness. I think something that is causing a lot of problem is lack of exposure and the awareness back while still in campus. Because I know if in campus, if you get awareness and exposure, and also like you understand what you want to become at the end, the journey will be easy for you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Reuben. Because I see time is not on our side and we have some questions that have already started streaming.
Yep.
Maybe the next question that I want you to assist us to answer is, what advice would you give to someone starting out in the data science field?
Okay. Good. So this is a good question. So maybe I'll just move very fast also because of time. The first thing I would say is build a strong foundation. So what do I mean by building a strong foundation? Start by finding a school in Kenya. And for myself, I'll just go for African Center for Data Science, get a school. And this will assist you to maybe also to learn, to get introduced to data science, also in this case, and also to network. It will assist you to network, to know more people, and to be exposed to a lot of resources and the materials. And also after that, maybe now you can start doing your own project. You can start doing your online course. We have so many online courses. But before you go to those online courses, you need like a strong foundation, like to have a mentor who is going to guide you on how, maybe someone who can really understand your capability and is going to direct, or she's going to direct you to that way. So have build a strong foundation. Second thing, work on real world projects. So after learning, you have to work on projects. Try to do a lot of projects. I have talked about freelancing. Just try to find freelancing gigs, and then in this case, you'll be happy because you are learning, you are paying your bills, you are getting money, you are attending parties, such kind of things. Then learn from others. The other thing is to learn from others. Try to join community. For example, for me, I applied to become a community lead. It's not paid, it's just free. You're doing it for free. But maybe most people could think I was paid. I'm not paid anything. I'm contributing to the community. But the advantage is making my name to be known, like blood. Then something else, it's giving me opportunity because I'm getting scholarship to do other things which I don't maybe know, or like I wouldn't have gotten. Maybe I have to pay. So learn from others. Then learn on your communication skills. Like I think in data science, presentation is the key, because even the law that I'm working on, mostly we are collecting data related to customers. So those data related to customers, you have to analyze them. But the goal, are you able to communicate to the stakeholders? Are you able to tell them what we can do to solve the problems, or maybe, yes, such kind of things. Then the other thing is keep learning. Yep, keep advancing. And the last thing, be patient. Like I said, perseverance. Just be patient and keep learning. Yep. That's just meaning be focused. Yep.
Okay, thank you so much. So something that has come out clear here is that I think it is, first of all, it is about the passion, then the money will follow. I think
Yeah,
that,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Thank you. So maybe we just want to wind up on these questions. Maybe Ruben, I think you have mentioned one of the skills, but what soft skills are essential for a successful data analyst, and how did you develop them? Apart from the technical skills that you have, these soft skills.
Okay, I think the one of the most important technical skill and non-technical skills, or what we are calling the soft skills at the moment. I think the first one is communication. I think having a strong, like you are able to explain what is happening mostly, because if you can develop a very good dashboard, you can create a very good models, but you are not able to like to speak or to tell what is happening, I think that will not be significant and it will not help. So communication is one of the great things, and how to develop it, I think, is to, it's like being like finding the best place to be. Like you find like a place where you can do internship. At the internship, you'll be given like for me at African Center for Data Science, they gave me a role at the business development. So at the business development, I was meeting even different people, like CEO, working with different companies, so we could have a conversation with them. So you have to be prepared enough. So you see, this is preparing you for like communication. Like how are you able to communicate your ideas? How are you able to sell your products? So also reading books and also doing freelancing. I think freelancing will also help you because you'll be writing like reports. So after analyzing data, you have to write a report. That's also preparing you for what we are calling communication, and also reading a lot of blogs. We have like Medium. I think we have so many apps where you can also develop these skills. The second one is critical thinking. Like you have to think well. Like in this case, we are talking of maybe you have to have IQ for learning. Like your IQ should be ready to learn like new things. So you have to be good when it comes to critical thinking. We're also talking of time management. So let me mention this because of also of time. So when I was doing the interview that enabled me to get, that helped me get this job, I think the interview I was given 15 questions. I was to analyze using Excel. They wanted me to analyze using Excel. I had to prepare a PowerPoint slides, and there are 15 questions. You have 1 hour to go. So for the first minute, I had done nothing, and I knew this is job for me. So for the next 20 minutes, what I did, I managed to complete the first 3 questions. So I was remaining with, I think not, yeah, there were 3, but they were divided A, B, those parts. So they were adding up to 15. For the first 3, I managed to complete them on time, but now I was remaining with 2, but which were divided into another two parts. So what I did, when the time was over, I called, or I tried to call back the HR who was hiring me. I told her like, can I get another 20 minutes to complete the job? So to complete the assignment. So she's proceeded and said, Reuben, just proceed. Yep, such kind of thing. I think time management and also being able to manage your time and to speak out. Maybe when you are less of time, you can speak. I think that is also a good thing. Then collaboration. So you have to learn how to collaborate with other people. Like that's why we have communities. Like we have different community also, yeah, that you can join and collaborate and work on project. For example, in this case, I could say of LinkedIn, we have an organization like Marvin Analytics, where we have a community where you participate in projects, and at the end you can be a winner of something, such kind of things. And then adaptability, being able to adapt because these things are changing. For example, maybe I learned at Africa DSA, I said I did business intelligence and R, but now maybe in my role that I'm working on, they require me to have Power BI. Am I able to adapt to Power BI very fast? Such kind of things. We said of having high IQ for learning. I think those are my soft skills that I can mention at the moment.
Okay, thank you so much, Ruben. I think some of the questions we had you have already answered, so I won't proceed because of time. But let me now come back to, we have some questions in the chat. Then after that, we'll also have other questions. Someone can just unmute and ask. But let me go to the chat. From Winnie. Winnie, I have shared the contact. You can just inbox us there so that we can follow up with you. Because of data privacy issues, we can share the company contact, but you can't share your contact in this forum because we will be uploading the session in YouTube. Just inbox us using the company line that has been shared because it is a public uh, contact. For Celestine, George, are you comfortable to share the salary range for this current job in US dollars? I don't know if this is possible, but Reuben, maybe note it down. You will come and answer. Then from Sandra, please share a link or contacts of the places where you did the other courses as well as the freelancing gigs. Maybe Reuben, you can take note of that also. Then for Inchore, I think you are just appreciating the forum, what it has assisted you. Ephraim, the same, is requesting for networks and contacts for freelance jobs. For John, which platform on LinkedIn have you mentioned has projects where you can compete? So I think, Reuben, you can answer those. I don't know if you have noted them down. Just answer those. Then we can go now to other questions.
Okay. Yep. I think the first one was about salary. Or it was about. I think that's the first question I recorded from my side. Yep. Yep. Okay. For salary, I don't think I can mention it, but what I would say for salary in US dollars for these positions is not a bad salary. It's something that you can start with, and also what because for me, like you see, this is the first time I'm joining like a big company where I'm trying to learn new things. So mine, what I'm looking forward to right now is experience, because I know in the next maybe 3 years or 5 years I want to be at the same position. So for salary, yeah, it's not bad. I can't give it because I can't disclose this at the moment. So about freelancing, I think at Afric DSA, I think we have I think Zabia can answer this. I think they have a group, a freelancing group, where maybe after you have trained with them, you join the group. Yep. Maybe Zabia, you can answer that. About networking. Yep. Okay, sorry. Okay. About networking, we have LinkedIn is one of the best. This is the best platform that I could go for, because for most of the job I was headhunted twice, but I didn't get. Maybe the problem was maybe the Kenyan company or those people who are hiring in Kenya, but those two jobs I was headhunted. So meaning that my skills started out something like that. So LinkedIn is one of the best. And also at the LinkedIn, I have a mentor, a very experienced guy who won everything in those competitions that I'm talking about. So there is a one group you can search. It's called Marvin Analytics. You can look for them. They post projects daily, and also in their platform, they have a lot of data you can use to practice and to become better. Yep, I think I've answered the three questions. Yep.
Okay, maybe on freelancing, first of all, before we give the platform, I think as Reuben said, first of all, by sharing his experience on LinkedIn and so on, was getting direct guys who are direct clients, I can call them, who are inboxing him with various projects. We have other platforms like I think Fiverr, we do have Upwork and so on. But for us, Afri CDSA, we have some partnerships with some organizations. One of them is Local to Global Impact, whereby we connect those students who are willing and ready maybe to do those tasks with various clients. Basically, what that organization does is that they are trying to link the African talent with the global, that's European kind of market. As we know that countries such as Canada and so on, they have an issue in terms of a shortage of employees. So those are some of them. We have what we have formally as a company, and as well as Reuben has said, also we have the direct clients and so on. So maybe then I think there's a question you haven't answered from Sandra. She was asking that apart from the formal training, which is very important because it is structured, which other sources courses or links were you able to continue with your learning?
Okay, yeah. Okay, good. That's a good question. So for me, I think for year 2022 was very productive for me because I was very productive. Like, so because I managed to do a lot of courses. The first one is Udemy. So we have Udemy. You can check Udemy. And that in that time when I was at Africa DSA, I didn't know what was happening because I was getting a lot of link for free courses, and these free courses were very good courses. But at the moment, I don't get them. I don't know what happened. Maybe because I became perfect on what I was looking for. But we have Udemy. We also have other like Coursera. Like we have the other one from Google. Yep, we have Google certifications. So they have that scholarship that it happens or it occurs yearly. The scholarship will be open, I think November, December there. You can check on that. So you have a chance to do a course maybe in UI, UX. You have a course to do in data analytics. But for me, when I applied for data analytics, I got the scholarship, but the course were, I think I had knowledge about like everything that was there. I just wanted to get the certificate because I had the knowledge. So that one also is good because you are going to get a global certification also. But also at Africa, they have a global certification. So, but also that create a very good awareness, and it also add a lot of weight to your CV, something like that. So we have Google, we have Udemy, we have Data Camp. So we also have which other? We have YouTube. Why am I forgetting this? I think I have been spending like more than 8 hours in YouTube. We have a lot of resources in YouTube. We don't need something else. YouTube is just enough. If you find the right people, the right guys who are really specializing in data analytics. Yep, something like that. You can do a lot of projects to upskill, yep, and to keep learning.
Okay, because of time, anyone who has any other question, you can raise up your hand before we finalize on the one on the chat. Yes, Tony. Hello, Tony, you can proceed.
Okay, good morning. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Reuben. Reuben, my question is data science and data analysis. Okay, the difference in job market, because I believe you are a data scientist or you have specialized in analysis only and not the ML models, etc. So, what is their approach when it comes to you being analysis or a data scientist? The difference. And also the second question is tips on how to customize the CV according to description or job requirement.
Okay, thank you, Tony, for a good question. So I think for data analysis and data scientists, I think you're trying to ask the difference between data scientists and data analysts, if I can really try to differentiate this. When it comes to data scientists, maybe in this case, because for my role is a data analyst mostly, because mostly I'm dealing with analysis, as you have said. So in this case, you have to know how to collect data first. So data collection method, because those are things that we are doing. Because in the first week, I visited the market. I was able to get few data from our customers, our agents, and then you have to write a report about what you tried to capture in the field. So data collection is very key. Then data analysis, that is the another thing. You do data cleaning, you do data visualization, those kind of things. You create different charts, and also use statistics a lot. In this case, you have to understand maybe things you are trying to figure out, and also maybe what we are calling things like A/B testings. Those are the data analysts also, and also data scientists. So other data scientists, most of the time, maybe it depends with the organization you are working with. So in my place where I'm working, like we are not majorly doing a lot of machine learning things. Our goal is to analyze data and come up with insights, and those insights are applied like to help the business grow. But if you're working in a big organization like those financing thing, you have to know how maybe to do machine learning, because maybe you'll be developing models that can be used maybe to recommend something, such kind of things. But I think the difference would be coming in the maybe machine learning. In this case, I'm not doing machine learning in any place. Yep.
Okay, thank you. I think another question from Tony was, how do you customize your CV?
Oh, your CV. Oh, I think
Yes.
I said about this is about understanding the job description, the JD. So when you get a job, any job related to any position like a data analyst, like a business intelligence analyst, you have to design your CV according to the requirement of that job. So like this means like you have to have one CV that you'll be changing most of the time. So when you're applying a job, make sure that your job fit the job description that you're trying to find in the job description. That is the best way to go. Because if you have one CV and you keep sending it to different maybe organization, you'll not get the feedback. I'm sure about it. I've tried that and you'll not get the feedback. Yeah, you have to like to design your CV according to the job description. Yep. So you have to understand the role very well.
Okay, thank you so much. Maybe the last question I want just to give Sandra an opportunity to ask. I think after that we shall close there.
Yes, hi. Thank you so much for this forum. So my question is, for example, in the event, like the job you're applying to requires you to have a Python or Tableau experience, and then when you start the job, they say also they want someone who's done SQL. Is this something that you can also learn on the job, or you'd have to study this way before? Yeah, that's my question.
Okay, thank you, Sandra, for a good one. So in this case, I say like I think it's about having learning IQ, like be prepared to new thing because also tech is changing very fast. So you'll be getting new tools that you are required to use. For example, the place that I got the job, I can say like 3 out of 4 softwares that I'm using, I have the knowledge about them. But now, the last one software that I don't have maybe much information about it, I'm trying to learn about it in the shortest time possible. So being adaptable, your adaptability should be of high and also having high learning IQ, something like that. So the problem is getting the job. When you get the job, other things will just follow. Just be smart and have a learning IQ. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, guys, for joining today's session. Thank you, Reuben, for also creating your time. It is a Saturday, but we have had a successful session. We are going to upload this to the YouTube channel and share the links, and we will have more and more sessions. First of all, we have other guys who have been still in campus and have passed through AfriCDSA. We will invite another one. Before now, also we come to those who joined as corporates and they transition from one career to the other one. Thank you all, and have a wonderful afternoon and a blessed weekend ahead.
Okay, bye. You can connect
Thank
with
you.
me. Yeah, you can connect with me via LinkedIn. Yeah, Kaliuki Reuben.